My name's Ian Fairs. I'm the group manager for the confectionery group. But one of my other roles within the company is looking at sustainability issues within our application environment. So looking to develop new sustainable solutions and also to try and quantify exactly how our solutions help to reduce the impacts. When you look at the hotspots along the bakery process, they're not all associated with the actual factory itself. We see a lot of the hotspots being upstream of the process or downstream in the final end use of the product. So we will look at supplying ingredients into the factory, but those solutions will enable us to affect the use of the raw materials and how the product is then used by the consumer. Most of the impacts would be within the production of the raw materials. So in grain processing, that would typically be up to 50% of the entire footprint. We're looking really in a bread example, this would be roughly 35% of all of the impacts come from the grain processing. So any additional use we can make of the grain, then that will obviously give us more end product and make more efficient use of that initial raw material. If you take the example that we have the grain being 35% of the process, and we also have data suggesting that a third of all food produced is actually wasted before it's used. So if we made 3 loaves of bread, one of those would actually be waste. That would equate to 10% actually of the grain production going straight into the waste bin. So we have ingredients that we would supply into the bread processing. There we can then have ingredients that will make best use of the grain. So actually making whole grain breads, but in a more of a white sandwich loaf type product, so acceptable for children. So there we can make more use of this 35%. When we come downstream from the production, we have solutions that will mean that you can, with enzymes and emulsifiers, you're less inclined to waste that last piece of bread. So when you open your loaf of bread and you get halfway through and you get to a harder piece of bread, then you throw that away. What we would have would be solutions that would keep that softer for longer, so more use and less waste. So it's not actually going to be one single ingredient that would work in all cases. It's the knowledge of understanding where your hotspots are and how we can have products within our range that will affect your life cycle. The best thing to do is to get in touch with the local DuPont Nutrition and Health representative, and they can put you in touch with the sustainability experts.